Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Brigitte Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more. Afterward from our sponsors, please stay with us.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Some Filipino households are stocking up on cooking gas following a big-time price hike on April 1st. LPG player Regasco President Arnel T. confirms this and said shipping costs have gone up fivefold in the last week. This translates to an increase of 5 pesos per kilo. Cooking gas contract price, on the other hand, is also rising with a spike recently at $95 per metric ton, resulting in an increase of around 6 pesos per kilo. All in all, T projects a 35 to 40 peso per kilo increase for the month of April. That is equal to a jump of 385 pesos to 440 pesos per 11 kilogram cylinder.
Itong presyo na binabanggit ko ngayon might be historically the biggest price adjustment. Pero ito na tingin ko yung pinakamalaking bulto na itinaas. Kung meron man paggalaw sa mga susunod, hindi na ganong kasing laki nito.
If this happens, prices of regular tank will hover between 1,300 to 1,500 pesos by the middle of next week, April 1. Currently, prices range from 992 to over 1,000 pesos per tank. But a dealer says there's no need to store extra LPG tanks at home as there is ample supply.
Huwag na muna kung milaman pa, pero kung basyo na, bili na nila ngayon.
Huwag na antayin yung
Huwag antayin ng April 1.
According to the industry, half of the country's population use LPG in households. Though there's no problem yet with supply, manufacturers have already sought the help of the Energy Department to procure LPG supply through government-to-government arrangements to ensure supply for May and the rest of the summer season.
Ang concern lang natin is if this conflict drags on, then sa ngayon nararamdaman namin yung hirap ng maghanap ng product sa international market.
For prices of transport fuel in the world market, gasoline and kerosene have become a bit cheaper compared to previous days, but diesel continues to be more expensive based on the first 3 trading days. But since the risk premium costs range from 4 to 5 pesos per liter, it's still possible that another round of oil price hike, though smaller, will again hit motorists next week. Despite the national energy emergency, Energy Secretary Sharon Garin says she will not recommend to the President a cap on price adjustments or slash prices in the pumps.
Halimbawa, sabihin natin, hanggang 100 lang kayo, baka mawalan tayo ng gas station at wala na mag-i-import. So, meron kaming mga proposal ngayon para makontrol yung increase, makontrol lang, mamonitor lang kung wala namang sobrang kumikita dito during times of emergency.
An electricity rate hike is also looming. Garin says government is doing everything to avert the projected 4 peso per kilowatt-hour spike in Meralco rates for April billing. That hefty increase translates to a spike of 800 pesos for an ordinary consumer using 200 kilowatt-hours per month.
2 weeks ago, 2 pesos ang nakita naming increase. Malamang kasi nagdoble na yung presyo, baka umakyat na lahat. So, estimate ko, di pa sigurado yung mga 4 pesos. So, kailangan bawasan yan.
The Energy Regulatory Commission has suspended trading at the spot market in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao to avoid runaway electricity prices. ERC Chairman Nino Juan assures consumers that the Commission will order distribution utilities and electric cooperatives to stagger any big increases in the coming bill.
Para hindi tayo magkabulagaan at magkaroon tayo ng kahit paano ay pag-aaral, pagtingin doon sa naging kalkulasyon kung nararapat nga yan at kung talagang tama naman yung kalkulasyon kung maaaring magkaroon ng pag-uutay-utay.
The DOE has also directed industry stakeholders to immediately implement fuel conservation measures and prioritize the dispatch of renewable energy sources as well as coal to cushion the impact on higher electricity prices. The Budget Department is also allocating 20 billion pesos in emergency fund for the DOE's Emergency Energy Security Program. The funds will be used to buy refined fuel products, additional LPG supply, and other activities that will protect Filipinos from external supply shocks.
Commuters along Philcoa in Quezon City have no choice but force their way into an already packed passenger bus due to the lack of public utility vehicles operating in the area. Only a few PUVs were plying their routes due to a transport strike. Some commuters say they understand the situation of protesting drivers who are reeling from expensive fuel costs.
Last week pa simula nung nagtaas yung presyo, talagang hindi na ako kumukuha ng sukle. Kung ano yung binayad ko, yun na.
Various jeepney groups participated in the transport holiday. They said it has been 2 days since Malacanang declared a state of national energy emergency, but until now, they have yet to see any concrete action from the government. Protesters argued taxes on fuel have not been suspended or reduced, and there is still no approved fare increase to help drivers cope with rising costs.
Ang kailangan natin ay immediate na pagtugon ni Bongbong Marcos dahil sa dinaranas hindi lamang ng mga driver at mga operator, kundi sa ating mga mamamayan. 120 na po ang presyo ng produktong petrolyo dito sa National Capital Region. 141 na po ang presyo sa Baguio at Bicol. Kailan tutugon si Marcos?
Hinahamon po natin ang ating Pangulo. Magbigay po kayo ng price cap, price ceiling dito sa mga produktong petrolyo.
Meanwhile, the distribution of cash assistance to delivery riders hits a snag. Some complained of the late arrival of company representatives, while other supposed beneficiaries say their names were not on the list.
Wala po, ma'am eh. Pero yung kakilala ko po, hinahanap ko na hindi talaga siya nagmamaneho, walang valid driver's license, nandito sa listahan. Samantalang ako, na araw-araw po bumabiyahe, wala.
Some riders say the process would have been more convenient if the financial assistance was coursed through digital payment platforms.
Kung sa online, hindi na pahirapan eh. Lalo sa pilahan eh. Tsaka ano pa sa hassle pa sa oras eh. Siyempre, marami rin mga trabaho, gawain na minsan hindi natin nagagampanan dahil lang dito sa pagpila rito.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development, however, explained personal appearance is required when claiming aid to ensure only legitimate beneficiaries receive the cash.
We want to see physically kasi we're dealing with hundreds and soon to be millions. Kaya may personal appearance, this avoids yung mga storya na baka may patay sa listahan or yung storya mo na may PWD pero hindi naman nagmamaneho, how did they land the list?
Meanwhile, TNVS groups held a motorcade from Scout Tuazon to Cubao in Quezon City. The group said they support the government's fuel subsidy, but they are also calling for broader and long-term reforms to protect drivers from continuous fuel price increases.
I'm Maria Pappas, your Cook County Treasurer. Property taxes are due April 1st. Go to cookcountytreasurer.com and enter your street address to securely pay online. You can also search for more than $124 million in available refunds, missed senior exemptions, and check if your property is at risk of tax sale. Don't wait. Visit cookcountytreasurer.com and pay before the April 1st deadline.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have two very interesting Filipino American leaders and I invited them here today to talk about the new project that they're working on and it's upcoming soon. And this project is about the Filipino nurses in America, some kind of a museum-like exhibit that they've done. And I'm really very curious. And I know you are curious too. And help me welcome first the gentleman on this frame, Mr. Angel or Angel in Filipino language, Angel Absede, the co-coordinator, and Miss Merly Salazar or Mimi Salazar. She's a very popular lady, and she is the coordinator, one of the coordinators, and well, help me welcome these two exciting personalities in our community to talk about this project. Hi, Angel and Mimi, welcome to our show.
Hello, thank you very much for having us.
Okay, first thing, introduce yourself and this project briefly for our viewers. Maybe first, of course, ladies first.
Okay. Oh, this project is about Filipino American nurses that we're trying to exhibit the history of nursing here in America. What prompted Filipinos to come over to America, the reasons behind it, and the stories that transpired through all those years that we worked and we shaped the healthcare system of America. And that's in partnership with Circa Pintig, with Ginger and Angel Abisede, who is a journalist himself. And he wrote a book about House of Nurses. And I will give the floor to Angel to maybe expound more on what prompted this exhibit.
Exactly. Thank you, Merle. Merle has been a nurse for so many years, and she approached me when I was part of a Filipino cultural exhibit, which was going on at the Harold Washington Library in downtown Chicago last fall. It ran for 3 months, and it just closed early this part of this year. And she said the exhibit that I developed was based on my book. It was a whole display of items I found through my family, just to help illustrate that time period, late World War II through the 60s and 70s. But it showed a lot of different aspects of how Filipinos came to the U.S. and why they are so many Filipino nurses. I dug into that history. We developed some narratives and some visual explanations about how it was a combination of colonialism, the idea that America needed nurses. There was a great need, especially with regards to the different wars and Medicare and Medicaid. So we developed from that point. It was a small exhibit, and right now we're working in conjunction with the Filipino American National Historical Society, Greater Chicago chapter, which Merle is a board member of. So the idea of nurses and telling their story kind of came together, and now we're scheduled to open on May 15th at the International Museum of Surgical Sciences. This is on Lakeshore Drive in Chicago. And we're going to debut the exhibit and run through August 2nd. So we're very excited about where we are, and we're collecting exhibit items right now, and we're developing the exhibit as we speak and getting in preparation for that May 15th opening.
All right, very good. Wow. What made you think to start this kind of project for our community? You are both nurses, right?
Merle is a nurse and I'm a journalist. So I wrote about my mom and my aunties. They were all nurses, and that's what brought me and Merle together.
Okay, all right, very good. Salute to our nurses. Very good, very good. And okay, this project is a beautiful project, but is it exclusive only for the professionals like the nurses, and is it open to everybody for our population? I mean, community individuals, Filipino individuals here, to come in and see the project, and how long does it last?
Yeah, of course, it's open to the mainstream and also to our Filipino community, because we wanted to showcase them the history of the Filipino American nurses that were born in the Philippines and trained in the Philippines, and why they came into the United States. And there are several reasons that, from personal level, maybe they have reasons of coming here for economic reasons. They want to help their families, maybe for travel for some others, or for others, we're being petitioned for by their families So there are various reasons, but the main reason is actually the history of why there was an influx of Filipino nurses compared to other nationalities from the Southeast Asia, mainly because we were at one point we were colonized by America, and we were trained during the time they sent the Thomasites to really educate us in their educational system and build nursing schools. And I think they had an interest of really gearing up Filipinos to be uh, helpers or nurses, male or female. But fortunately, it geared more towards the women, because Filipino women by itself are, we consider ourselves as what do you call this? The mother instinct that are more caring. So, but anyhow, I think the laws that came into the program for the Filipino nurses, the exchange program, the Immigration Act, really kind of helped the influx of nurses to United States.
And if
So,
I can add,
yeah.
the amount of Filipino nurses in the United States far surpasses any number from other countries. In fact, I think the statistic is 1 in 20 nurses in the U.S. are actually Filipino, either Filipino from descendant or Filipino just arrived. And to account going back to your original question about how can all Filipinos, or how can the larger society benefit from seeing this exhibit, is because with so many nurses from the Philippines here in the United States, it really affects so many families, and not just Filipino families, but people who've obviously been into hospitals. It sounds like a stereotype that so there's so many Filipino nurses in hospitals here, and there is some truth to it. Again, as Merle was saying, there's a lot of institutionalized events that happened historically with Filipinos being taught a professional language being English, and there was a population then that the U.S. could bring in that was English speaking, and that and then ultimately the nursing engine within the Philippines grew, and the number of nursing schools grew from a small amount, again, trained by U.S. professionals, to an extensive amount today. Today, the Philippines is probably a major import globally in labor with healthcare and nursing. So it's really a global phenomenon, and I think people here and the Filipinos here are recognizing that. I see a lot of comedians now, and they're coming out as Filipino nurses. And I also see that there's a lot of TV shows. There's one called HBO Max series called The Pit, and it features two prominent characters who are both Filipino nurses, and they speak to each other in Tagalog, just kind of as a side, and everyone knows they're talking another language, and they're saying, "Stop that! Stop talking, so we can understand you." But they're always on the side, giving side notes to each other about and commenting on the side, but not speaking English, speaking Tagalog.
Yeah,
of course. We all know that our nurses are unsung heroes, and I really, I really salute you guys for doing this kind of project. Are you planning to have some kind of a road show all over America? Oh, I read your mind. Are you?
that would be very nice. In fact, we are attending a conference in July in Washington, D.C. for the Philippine American Historical Society, which is it's really the National Historical Society is based in Seattle. So we're
All right.
going, yes, we're going. Angel is going to that conference, and we're going to showcase what we think, or why people have to really realize the importance of why nursing is part of history of America, especially the healthcare system of America. And we should be really proud that we have a big contribution to the healthcare system of America, because for so many years we've been working behind the scenes. We've been behind the doctors. The doctors are always in the front, and we are just on the back end of the doctors. And it's about time we really kind of toot our horns that we really make a difference for the healthcare system of America.
And it's been widespread. I mean, it goes back really to the end of World War II. Even beyond that, my family started coming over right after the war. And one generation after the other, the sister brought over her sister, brought over her sister, and it just built upon that. So I think our history really goes back a very long way, and people don't realize that.
Yeah, I think it's been a legacy for most families. If one aunt becomes a nurse, the next one becomes a nurse, because they see, the compassion or the care, the respect that they get for being a nurse. I mean, but through that process that we work here, we also encountered some difficulties, so those are the things that we need to really kind of showcase to the mainstream, what we've been through and we're still going through at this time.
Absolutely. COVID came and disproportionately affected Filipino nurses because they were more Filipino nurses. So a lot of them contracted COVID, and many more died because there were just many more Filipino nurses in the system. I did want to say regarding the traveling piece, after the show, the exhibit ends in August at the Surgical Museum here in Chicago. It moves to the Filipino Historical Society Center, the studio at the Mana Contemporary here in Chicago, where it will stay through the fall. So that's our initial plan. It will travel. It won't stop when it stops at its debut at the Surgical Museum. It'll go to the Filipino Historical Society of Chicago's studio at the Mana Center on the south side of Chicago.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I think we're running out of time. Okay, I want both of you to invite our viewing audience to this beautiful project.
Merle, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, please. I invite all the nurses, not only the nurses, of course, their family, the mainstream, to really kind of view what we're going to exhibit or what we're going to present. It's not only the exhibit, but we have other presentations that we're planning to showcase this exhibit with in the field of arts with Cprtv that we partner with. Ginger have a lot of programs that are in line for this project. And we have a storytelling that's coming up in April 25th, which is going to be at the Mana Contemporary for the Filipino American Historical Society Museum. So we encourage you to come and join us, tell your stories about you as a nurse or about your family that you know as a nurse. And it would be a fun storytelling session. So we encourage you to come April 25th. I think it's going to be at 2 to 4. And of course, the opening in May 15th at the International Museum of Surgical Science.
Exactly. And we're going to be promoting a whole roster of lectures and play readings during the Surgical Museum. We'll be doing those events at the Surgical Museum all through the time period that we're there, so May through August. And again, I encourage young people who are just understanding the Filipino heritage, maybe they were born here and are less connected to the Philippines, help them understand where they are in America today and their history, and make them feel more proud about being Filipinos here in the U.S.
Yeah, that's
great.
correct. Yeah.
Ang husay. Maraming salamat sa inyong dalawa, Mimi and and Angel. Just please keep us updated via Times and Cprtv of this project. We really would like to follow you up, and good luck and congratulations. All right.
Well,
Bye
thank you.
now.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Maraming
gracing our
salamat.
show. Bye.
Okay,
Thank you.
salamat Tita B. Okay, have a good day.
Okay.
Okay.
Kung natapos ko ang aking pag-aaral, di sana'y mayroon na akong dangal na ihaharap sa'yo at ipagyayabang. Sa panaginip lang ako may pagdiriwang. Yaman at katanyagan sa akin ay wala. Katisigan ko ay bunga ng isang sumpa. Ang aking inay ang tangi kong tagahanga. Sa panaginip lang ako may nagagawa.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Welcome to Veronica's segment of the show today. I'm really very honored to have here as my guest, Dr. Jonathan Abiera. He is also a pastor, so we call him Dr. Pastor. All right, Dr. Pastor.
Thank you so much, Veronica.
And believe it or not, I'm so impressed with his family because his wife is, you know very well, I've interviewed her several times, Pastor Nancy Abiera, and his son, Jeff, Pastor Jeff, is also a pastor family, believe it or not. I really salute this family, Abiera family. All right, welcome to our show, Dr. Pastor.
Thank you so much.
Jonathan Abiera.
Just call me Jonathan,
right,
please.
Dr. Abiera.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I invited you here today. Well, it's Lent, Lent season, you know. So I'm really, I really feel good. I have somebody spiritual as a guest in my show, and I invited Dr. Abiera because he has founded a new ministry, and well, I can call it unusual ministry. It's something different.
Yes.
And this ministry is about health, I guess, and beauty too.
Everything,
Health
everything.
ministry, and help me welcome Dr. Jonathan Abiera. Welcome to our show. And okay, first things first, a little background about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Veronica. I've known your family for many, many years. It goes back to, I think, in the 80s. I'm a dentist in Chicago, moved to Rockford, moved back to Chicago here. But, you know, me and my wife, Nancy, has been in ministry for over almost 30 years now. And something new has came up just the past 6 months in September. And when we came back from Rockford 2017, we were just helping out different churches what they need, spiritual help. But something came out September that God, you know, the revelation that God gave me is start a new ministry, and it's called Point to Him. Point, P-O-I-N-T, number 2, Him, H-I-M. Basically pointing back to Jesus, pointing back to God. And a lot of people, unfortunately, after the, especially after the COVID situation, they didn't go back to the church, or they lost a lot of things spiritually. And so our main job now is point the people back to Jesus Christ, to God. And so what we did, we asked several people that want to be in the ministry. And these are cell groups. They're gathering. We don't have, I mean, at that time, we don't have a building. So they meet in homes, in like Starbucks or anything that they could get the people together. So currently we have one in DeKalb. We have 3 in Chicago area, Villa Park and Des Plaines, and we have 2 in Manila, Philippines, and we have a couple starting in Arkansas and Canada and Florida. So it's something new that, well, it's not new. This is what the disciples did many, many years ago, of course, in Jesus' time. They started the groups. And recently, there's also a new revelation that God wanted me to start a healing ministry in a church setting, in a building setting. And I asked, oh, Lord, what, I mean, going back to the church building? I said, wow, I mean, this is going back, you know, for many years. I said, oh, Lord, if this is your will, there's 2 things I want to ask you. First of all, you show me the pastor, who am I going to approach so we could use the facility? And number 2, I don't want to pay any rent, nothing at all. So the next day he showed me, you know, this pastor I only met a couple of minutes back in, I think, November in a pastor's meeting. So I said, I talked to him Friday. I met him Monday, me and my wife, and we discussed what, God has revealed to me. And I asked him, okay, what are the terms? I said, Jonathan, you guys are free. So right there is an answered prayer. So I asked the Lord, okay, Lord, why are we starting this? We already have the groups. We meet once a month in hotel. And he told me, you're going to start a healing ministry. And I said, oh my God, a healing ministry. Now let's go backtrack for 1 second. What did Jesus do here on earth when he came? He did 3 major things. Number 1, salvation, that we will have a relationship with Jesus so that we're able to go back with him, connecting with our Father. And number 2, he healed the sick and he did deliverance on the people. So our new center is going to be dedicated in April 11th, and it's called Point to Him Ministry of Healing, Body, Soul, and Spirit. Now let's go with the body first. We don't heal, Jesus heals. God heals the people. So we're going to have the opportunity for the people to come, and we will pray for them. And, we're praying that God heals them. Number 2, body, soul. Now, besides the spiritual part of them knowing Jesus Christ, God our Savior, the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, we're going to be giving like lessons in taking care of your body, taking care of your soul also. A lot of people, we want to point the people back to Jesus for healing, for their finances, for their marital situation. Everything goes back to the Bible, what it's supposed to be. So that's what's happening right now. So you're all invited, by the way. So,
and Dr. Abiera, this is what we can describe as an amazing God's revelation, right?
Yes.
And okay, so where do you want to go from here?
Well, the grand opening will be on April 11th. We're going to be commissioning more people to be our ministers. Right now, we will have 8 ministers. What they do, we are training them for this particular assignment from God. They're willing. Some are pastors ordained already. Some are in the process of being commissioned for 2 years. And then if they want to be full-time pastors, we will commission them, also ordain them. But right now, we are looking for people that wants to help build the kingdom, help the people. So that's our main goal. Point to him. Point the people back to God, to Jesus Christ, to the Holy Spirit.
And it seems that your group is growing fast.
Yes.
Right? Can you please tell us your group membership?
We are multicultural. We have Spanish, Caucasian, a few Filipinos. We have 2 from Nigeria. They're very, very powerful prayer warriors. And we're just expanding more and more now. Every month, we make sure these people have the heart to help people. That's number 1. Number 2, they want to be, they want to improve themselves also. As we are being trained, we're also helping ourselves be acclimated to the situations of the people, especially the healing ministry. The healing ministry has been going on for forever, of course. But the things, a lot of people don't understand the mechanics of being healed. We don't heal, Jesus heals. Sometimes he'll heal the people, sometimes he won't. But our main concern is we try to help them. Faith is so important in healing right now. And me and Pastor Nancy, we are fortunate to have helped several people free from cancer, free from this, just a lot of health issues. And again, it's not us. God uses us. He can use anybody. Anybody, just as long as you have the faith, and the person that you're healing has the faith to be healed also. So thank the Lord.
Amazing, amazing. I really like your ministry. Wellness. Why?
Wholeness, spiritual,
wellness?
body, soul, and spirit. The complete. That's what God wants us to be. It's in the Bible. It says about He wants to completely heal us whole, body, soul, and spirit. That's the bottom line. So thank you so much.
Well, terrific, terrific. Okay, we have to have more Filipino membership there. Will you please invite our viewing audience to your ministry?
Yes, you know, I'm going to give you my cell number so you can directly call me as we get started. And we do have a website. It's called pointtohim.com. Point, PONIT, number 2, him, HIM. Pointtohim.com. Okay, and my cell number is 815-608-0900. Again, it is 815-608-0900.
All right, terrific. Okay, I really congratulate you for this undertaking, religious,
Thank you so much.
spiritual
Yes.
undertaking, and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Blessings to all.
Abiera, we'll see you around, and thank you for gracing our show today.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Blessings.
Okay, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Maraming salamat. Bye.
Thank you.
I'm Maria Pappas, your Cook County Treasurer. Property taxes are due April 1st. Go to cookcountytreasurer.com and enter your street address to securely pay online. You can also search for more than $124 million in available refunds, missed senior exemptions, and check if your property is at risk of tax sale. Don't wait. Visit cookcountytreasurer.com and pay before the April 1st deadline.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Brigitte, Carino, Cueter, bringing you this week's local news from our community. The Illinois Commerce Commission's Office of Diversity and Community Affairs 2025 annual report shows the state's largest investor-owned utilities' diverse spending remains robust at over $1.7 billion. The 2025 report, which covers data from the 2024 calendar year, found that Illinois' 6th largest utilities averaged nearly 35% of their total spending, with diverse suppliers including minority, women, veteran, and small business enterprises, with some utilities reaching as high as 43% total diverse spend. The report provides a summary and analysis of data from 10 years of reports submitted by Illinois' Big Six public utilities: Ameren, Illinois, Aqua, Illinois, Commonwealth Edison, or ComEd, Illinois American Water, Nicor Gas Company, and Peoples Gas, North Shore Gas Company. Illinois law requires these 6 utilities to report their annual supplier diversity outreach and inclusion efforts to the ICC, as well as future procurement plan opportunities for the next year. A stunning new Newsmax Platinum intelligence brief pulls back the curtain on the real power structure inside Iran, and the implications could reshape the Middle East overnight. Drawing on a senior Gulf-based source, the report reveals how Iran's civilian leadership has been effectively sidelined. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is now driving nearly all major decisions, from military strategy to nuclear policy. Even more alarming, the country's top leadership is described as increasingly isolated and vulnerable amid growing fears of deep foreign intelligence penetration. Source reveals that Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei has been wounded and was evacuated to Russia. President Donald Trump's border czar said on Sunday that having immigration agents bolster short-staffed transportation security administration teams will speed up airport lines, but the Union for TSA Workers said that doesn't solve what they see as the underlying problem of pay. In appearances on Sunday news shows, border czar Tom Homan and transportation security Sean Duffy argued that immigration and customs enforcement personnel can help with airport security screening starting on Monday, even though they have not been specifically trained for it. Tens of thousands of TSA agents have been working without pay for weeks because of an impasse between Democrats and Republicans in Congress over funding the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the parent agency of ICE and TSA. The Illinois Housing Development Authority was honored by U.S. Bank as one of the nation's top housing finance agencies for its leadership in advancing home ownership. The recognition presented during the IHDA board meeting highlights the agency's success in helping more than 5,000 Illinois households purchase homes last year alone, nearly 90% of whom were first-time buyers. Expanding equitable access to home ownership remains one of our most important priorities as housing continues to shape the financial security of families across Illinois, said IHDA Executive Director Kristen Faust. Owning a home is more than simply having a place to live. It's a powerful tool for building generational wealth. We are proud of the impact our programs have in every corner of the state and grateful for partners like U.S. Bank who make this work possible. IHDA connects home buyers with affordable financing and down payment assistance through a statewide network of more than 160 lenders. Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias' Driving Change campaign, launched to combat unfair and discriminatory auto insurance practices, is now delivering results as legislation advancing insurance reforms has passed the Illinois House and will return to the Senate for a concurrence vote. Senate Bill 1486 builds on the momentum generated by the Secretary of State's statewide advocacy effort, which elevated concerns from Illinois drivers and helped shape a comprehensive proposal to bring greater fairness, transparency, and accountability to insurance rate making. The 2026 Illinois spring trout fishing season will open April 4th at 58 ponds, lakes, and streams throughout the state. An early opportunity at select trout sites, the spring catch and release fishing season will open March 21st. No trout may be kept during the catch and release period, but anglers can keep trout after the opening of the regular season beginning April 4th. The daily harvest limit for each angler is 5 trout. The Illinois Catchable Trout Program receives funding support by those who use the program through the sale of inland trout stamps. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources stocks more than 80,000 rainbow trout each year in bodies of water where trout fishing is permitted during the spring season. An additional 80,000 trout will be stocked for the fall trout season, which begins in October. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal.
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys. It was good.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.